When you have ADHD, starting and maintaining an exercise routine is so hard. I walk into the gym with good intentions, and then I'm just standing there, water bottle in hand, completely frozen. And I'm thinking, where do I start? I've done this before. It's not that hard. Just do something. Within seconds, I'm exhausted, and I haven't even started yet. So I sit on the floor and hope inspiration hits, but nothing. Then I give up and tell myself I can try again later, while simultaneously berating myself for not being a stronger person. I used to work out 7 days a week, and now I struggle to work out at all. Actually started that routine. Like, what was the catalyst? What made me go, oh, I really want to work out? I was in a lot of pain. I, like a lot of members of the neurodivergent community, struggle with hypermobility and joint pain. I just felt awful, like all around awful and sad and just really disconnected from my body. That initial driving force behind me wanting to start and really commit myself to a workout routine was that I didn't want to feel like that anymore. I wanted more for myself. Instead of my goal being, I want to work out, my goal was, I want to be stronger and feel better in my body. It was a different goal. There were different metrics involved. There was a different why. It wasn't simply this arbitrary, I want to work out with nothing behind it. There was, I want to feel stronger mentally and physically and feel better in my body. That shifted something for me. Once that trigger was switched in me, I asked myself, okay, well, that's great. How do I do that? So the first question is, how did I actually manage to start a routine? How did I manage to start this exercise routine? Do I work out at home? Do I go to a gym? Realized that I needed to create a situation where I had less barriers between me and actually getting to the exercise part of exercising. I was setting myself up for failure by just creating more boundaries, more barriers between me and actually getting the thing I wanted done. I actually sat down with myself and I created some rules. There was a bit of bargaining with myself. The first rule was just show up and try. My side note says some workouts sucked. Yeah, that's true. So just show up and try. I was not gonna be amazing every time I did a workout. And the second rule to back that up, and I think this is really important, the second rule was be kind to yourself. Yeah, I think that's a little hard, especially when you're all the internal stuff is going on. The next rule was to let go of my perfection. I'm quiet. I can hear the crickets chirping. The next one was I gave myself permission to take 30 minutes to myself every day. There's a lot of advice out there that will tell you, oh, schedule a date with yourself, schedule things on your calendar, block out that time just for you. And even when I do that, I still manage to often disregard that block on my calendar, that date that I've made with myself. I had to give myself permission to not disregard myself. I don't know how else to put that. So I'm gonna take a second here and I am going to tell you some truths about my beginnings. The first few weeks, especially the first week, sucked. The first week sucked a lot. With any workout routine, a lot of us know, we'll get into it and we start. And if we're really out of shape, which I was so out of shape. I remember probably day 3, I went to put my weights away. I had been tucking them underneath my bed and I went to go put them away. And I tried to bend down and my muscles would not go up or down anymore. They just seized in place. So I kind of did this tuck and roll thing and just kind of laid on my side and pushed them under the bed. Yeah, not embarrassing at all. The hardest thing came about 2.5 weeks into this whole process. I woke up in the middle of the night for a midnight bio break. We have these stairs that go up into our bathroom area. In true ADHD fashion, I missed the last 2 stairs. Missed them. Full air. and I landed on my ankle, just right on the side of my ankle. Shooting pain, immediate swelling. I felt so dumb. Why didn't I just turn the light on? Why didn't I take my phone with me with the flashlight? No. And I got so sad. And then I got mad. And then I got really mad. And then I decided to do something about it. I woke up the next morning and I pouted a little bit. And then I huffed a little bit. Then I rolled a yoga ball in front of the television in my bedroom. And I couldn't walk with my weights. I crawled over to where they were stored under the bed, and I crawled and pushed them. I crawled and pushed and crawled and pushed. And I got them in front of the yoga ball. And then I sat on the ball and I turned on the TV and I turned on my workout program. I couldn't do everything. I could only do the stuff with my arms. But I did it. It wasn't perfect, but I still showed up and I did it. And I couldn't be weight bearing for a couple of weeks. So I just sat on that yoga ball every single day and I did my best. Something funny happened though. I remembered my goal of I want to become stronger in body and mind. And even though I couldn't do it perfectly, even after 2 weeks of just doing things I could do seated, I was noticeably stronger, physically stronger. Now that I'm thinking of it, likely mentally stronger because I was showing up for myself. So even though I was, I hate to say it, a little broken at the moment, I'm still succeeding. And it was a shorter term goal. Yes, the 6 weeks was shorter, but I had something else to stick to. I could see myself getting stronger. I could feel myself getting stronger. And that was a reward that came quicker than the 6-week program. By the time I finished that program 3 times, I could look in the mirror and see my muscles changing. It wasn't my goal to begin with to lose weight, but I saw things happening on the scale. I felt better about myself. I was eating better. I was sleeping better. Believe it or not, that whole thing about exercise being one of the best ways to manage your ADHD, wow. Because my medications, it felt like they were twice as effective. I'm an ADHD coach. I'm really well educated on the effects of exercise, but really seeing it in practice, feeling it in practice was mind-blowing. I think the one thing I also didn't really expect was the confidence that it gave me. That feeling of being sad and feeling awful in my body. When I first started, I didn't realize how I was sunken in on myself. And knowing that I could do the hard thing, do it a few times, do it with gusto, even if it wasn't perfect, it gave me confidence. It's a little addicting, honestly. How was I able to keep it going for so long? I think it's a good question. A big reason of why I was able to keep it going for so long was that I was living the reward. I was more confident. Honestly, I think also I was proud of myself. Sitting here, I'm realizing how seldom maybe a lot of us are proud of ourselves. Those rules of letting go of perfection and just showing up and doing your best are kind of against the way that a lot of us show up. We show up masking, we show up trying to be perfect, and then we burn out and can't keep going, or we give up because we set the bar so high we can't live up to it. I kept things manageable. I kept that bar to a point that I was able to rise to it. And then once I was there, I'd raise it not a foot, but like an inch, and then another inch. But before I knew it, I had made significant progress. I also kept changing the challenge. So my workout programs were only 6 weeks long. And then I was able to either do it again and then maybe add a bit of an extra challenge to it. Can I do more weight? Can I stand this time? Or switch to another program. And I tried to stick to workout programs that were 4 to 6 weeks long. That way I could see results fast. And then if I got bored, I could change things up. I was working out at home. I didn't put on fancy workout clothes. I tried to make it as simple as possible. My goal wasn't to look good. It was to get the workout done. Less steps, less barriers. So I said it was 7 days a week. There were days that I maybe had a bad brain day or I was sick, and I would give myself a break. So maybe it was only 6 days that week. Or maybe I didn't do a great workout. Maybe it just sucked. Maybe I didn't get all the way through it. But I tried. I did my best. And I would just try again the next day and stop putting all the shoulds on top of what the experience was supposed to be. It didn't need to be perfect, and I still saw results. Why did it break, and why can't I restart that routine now? Why did it break, I think, is pretty easy. I ended up having a dental surgery, and I had to take a couple of weeks off of working out so I could heal properly. I don't think it was like 2 days out of that routine I'd been in for over a year and a half, and I didn't even think about it anymore. Like, it just wasn't part of my existence. I'm realizing now, like, why consistency is important. If we're not doing something consistently, we're not gonna actually remember that it's part of our daily lives. It's like it just left the RAM in my head, also known as a working memory. I legitimately needed to take a break, and I was doing what was good for my body. I wonder now if I should have earmarked that time. Maybe I just could have gone and sat next to my weights for 30 minutes, sat on the floor and stretched or something. Maybe I should have just changed what I was doing, because I broke that commitment I made to myself to just show up. Not showing up for a couple of weeks, it just left my being. Ooh, I stopped showing up. That I had not expected. I didn't expect that. These videos freak me out, man. Like, when I'm recording this stuff, there's stuff that comes out of my mouth and I don't expect it. And then I've got to process it. I stopped showing up. Not just that, I think I need to finish that sentence. I stopped showing up for myself. Something about that hurts a little bit. It's a little sad. And somehow that sadness is bringing me back to where that all started, of feeling sad inside of my being. Not showing up for myself, trapped me back in that sad. What did I learn about myself here? What did I learn about myself here? I learned that when I let go a little bit, I showed up for myself, even when I was challenged, I managed to adjust. I was able to make adjustments and still make progress. And because of that, I saw rewards. I saw that strength. I felt good. I felt good in my body. I felt good in my mind. I removed barriers. I was enthusiastic about removing barriers because I was being kind to myself and I was showing up for myself. And I just tried. I let go of those shoulds. It did not take long for that routine to just go away, because when I was told you need to take off for 2 weeks, I removed that obligation to myself that I was going to give myself 30 minutes a day. I was like, it doesn't apply anymore. So let me just take that right off the calendar, right out of my head, right out of the responsibilities I had to myself. And then I put it over here for a while. So once I removed that, it just became background noise. Is that kind to me? I don't think so. Can I use these things to build a routine or a system that works for who I am today? Am I different than the person who started working out in the first place? I think I am. Definitely. I'm still stronger, definitely stronger now than I was then. I'm in a different place in my life too. Life's busier. I think there's one thing I need to figure out for myself. What's my why goal? I think my why goal is that I want to feel good again. I want to continue that journey of being strong in body and mind. I want to see where that can take me. I want to see what new things I'll discover along the way. That's kind of exciting. I need to write down those rules, laminate them, and put them all over my house, so I have a visual reminder of these things I've promised myself. They're not hard. Well, at the core of themselves, they're not difficult. But sometimes it's the simplest things that are hard to remember to apply to ourselves. Stick to my rules, stick to my why goal, and always show up for myself. And regardless of if someone says I need to stop working out for a while, even if it's myself, just show up. Even if I just sit on the floor and I stretch for a while, show up for my 30 minutes and just try. I got a lot out of this today. I'm curious, what did you learn about yourself while watching this today? Please put that in the comments. I'm really curious. What did you learn about yourself? I'm really wondering, am I the only one that struggles to show up for themselves? I don't think I am. I think I don't want to say it's universal, but I think it's pretty close. It's really hard to focus like here when everything out here is so loud. I'm going to work on applying this, and I am going to report back. I'm going to let you know how the workout routine's going. Am I able to get through those barriers that I feel have been up like so hard for several months? I hope so. I'm actually a little enthused. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Real quick, so I don't forget, make sure to like and subscribe and ding the bell. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out this next video. Until next time, bye.